Okay, so we are officially gonna finish the snake, part 3. Yay. Alright, so a few things I just want to fix up here quickly before we continue is just turn these modifiers off so we can work with the num's path. Okay, this tail is a bit too much in the air. It needs to be in the grass, like so. Okay. Okay, that's fine. And another problem I saw is that we're clipping. We are clipping with the bottom scales and the top scales. So first thing we want to do is so let's just do this first. Let's select the scales, isolate them, and let's just zoom in over here. So we can see some clipping over here. I can't really see the clipping on the other side when we add the modifier. So we're going to be concentrating on these two vertices over here, right? Or mainly that one, and then mainly that one. Okay, something like that. Let's see what that looks like if we turn our modifiers back on. I've still got some clipping. Okay, I'm going to select those two. I'm just going to move them away like that. Okay, so a quick look. Okay, nice. That's exactly what we want. We have clipping on the side as well, so let's just fix this side as well. Move that out the way. Now the top one, move him out the way. So, like so. Okay, that looks much better. Now what we want to do is, okay, I left these, let's just put that off, both modifiers. So let's give this a normal material. I'll call this snake top, and then we'll give another material and we'll call it snake bottom. Okay, so let's go back into edit mode and just select one vertex L, and then we're going to go to snake bottom and you're going to click assign. Okay, so if now we select one of the top faces, we got the top material on these scales, and on the bottom scales we got the bottom, so we got some control over those two colors. That's cool. Okay, perfect. So let's start with the actual materials. I think the first thing we're going to do is let's go over to the grass. So let's go over to our shading. Let's isolate the grass. Going to give it a new material. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this material. We're going to add a mix shader. So I'm going to plug that one in the top one, this one in the bottom one. We make this one, just for now, we're going to make it black, and we're going to make this one green. And then we're going to add another Musgrove texture, and we can control it with a color ramp, my favorite node. Okay, I'm going to put the height in there, and you put the color into the faculty and the shader into the surface. So that's a node setup you're working with. Alright, so what you're going to do now, I'm going to put the detail up all the way, and we're going to be working with the dimension like that, and I'm going to have something like that. Then we're going to have the scale. Let's leave that at 2 for now. Okay, on something like that. Like that. And I'm going to do something like that. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the black, and we're going to make it green as well. First of all, let's just go to this green. We don't want like such green grass. Okay, so we're going to do that. So going to go green, and then let's look at it on this point. Okay, where's our light? We have our points over here. Let's just go back to this view. Our points and our grass. Let's select those two. Okay, that looks okay for now. That looks fine for now. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, so second thing I want to do is let's go to this bad boy over here, add a new material. Now we're going to be playing with the noise texture. I'm going to add another color ramp and a bump node, which gives the impression of depth, but there's no actual depth over there. Okay, so we're going to plug the color into the height, the normal into the normal, and we're going to get something that looks like this. We're going to add the detail up all the way, put the scale on 1. Okay, so it looks sort of like a rock, and you can see there we got some nice definition over there, so that looks fine. Right, and then you put some metallic on there, right? Just leave the roughness at 0.5, and then for the color, let's take it sort of like a goldish, and then sort of like that. So something like that. Okay, so we got that over there. Now let's jump onto the scales. The scales, we want to go to the top. The top, we're going to do the same. We're going to use the same principle. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, duplicate this material, add another mix shader. Plug this one into the top, this one into the bottom. Another Musgrave texture. Color ramp. Plug the height into the faculty, the color into the faculty, so we can control what's going on here. Okay. And the shader into the surface. Right, now this color, we're going to go for like a goldish orangey color. Like that. You can bring the metallic up all the way, and we want the roughness to be roughly just enough so that we can see some nice reflections on there. Okay, and we're going to do the same here. Metallic up all the way. You can just copy this roughness and paste it over there. And with this color, we're going to also go for a brownish color, but we're going to make it a lot more dark. Okay, so now we're going to go pump the detail up all the way, and in the scale, I think it's this one. No, dimension, there we go, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so you want it to be quite defined, and then the scale, okay, I can do that. Let's try and make the scale slightly bigger. Okay, so let's drag this in. Has some more definition. Okay, so that's basically what we're going for, something like that. Looks okay. Alright, so let's leave that like that. So next thing we're going to do is let's select all of these eggs. It's fine if you select the grass, we can just unselect it afterwards. There we go. Just make sure we got all of them, and then control, just drag over the grass, make sure we only got the eggs. That's cool. We're going to control J. We're going to join all of them together. Okay, so what we're going to do now is this was material snake top, so we'll grab this. We can use snake top as well, and then just click this over here just to make a copy, and then we can edit, I think, the scale, make it look like that. Let's look at it from the camera's view over there. So get the scale and turn up something like that, maybe a little bit more. Just so all of them have some color in them. That's cool. I'm going to play around with this maybe. Vibes. You're sleeping, Machana. It's my dog sitting next to me, sleeping while I'm busy working. Alright, so that's cool, that's fine. And then for the head, we're going to do the same. Also going to use snake top, and we're going to make yet another copy, because this scale, we definitely need to play this scale. I actually like that big part that's over there, something like that. And then definitely Control T. So if that doesn't work for you, you just need to go to Edit Preferences, your add-ons, and then if you type in Node, you'll see Node Wrangler. So just check that, and then whichever node you'll select it, Control T, and it will give you now the ability to play with the location, the rotation, all that type of stuff. So now we can start to play with this. Yeah, I like it, something like that. Maybe something like that. Looks fine, that looks okay. And then also one thing I just want to do is this top part looks too defined on top here. So let's just go back to our layout. Let's go to, let's just isolate that, go to sculpt mode. And then what we're going to be doing is we're just going to take smooth, and we're just going to smooth these top parts out so it's not that defined. Okay, that's fine. Object mode, just like that. Okay, so now okay, we got that, which looks pretty cool. What we're going to do is now we are going to just make sure all the subsurface divisions are off. Everything's cool like that. Alright, so just to make this easier, we're going to do that. We're going to take our light, we're going to turn it off. Now, let's go to the world. I'm going to choose sky texture. I'm just going to do that. So that's fine. Let's go to 0.3. And maybe sun intensity is 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, something like that. That looks fine. And then, alright, so where is the sun? So let's just do, now it's just to play around with this thing. So let's first look at the, let's look at the altitude. So altitude is going to give you control over that. So let's look at that. I like it the way it is, and I like to give it some ozone as well. That just makes it look pretty cool. Okay, let's give it like that, and then altitude. No, I liked it like that. And then you can go to the sun size. I'm not sure if that's going to make a difference. Let's leave it like that, I guess. That's cool. So we can leave that like that. So we have some shadows going on over here. That's fine. The only thing I'm not liking is this guy over here. He's not giving me any definition whatsoever. So we just turn the italic down. Turn the roughness up. Maybe give it a little bit more color. Maybe a bit more. Less, like that. Okay, so that looks fine. Looks okay. Now, next thing we're gonna do is to get the, it's like pupils or whatever you call them. In there, there's a lot of vertices going on in there. So, what we're gonna do? Shift S. Let's bring our 3D cursor. Let's situate it in that eye, and then we're gonna add a UV sphere. Scale that down. One is sort of the same, just like that. Right, let's give this a subdivision of 3 and then shade smooth. These ones we can delete both of them. Boom. Now another modifier, mirror, and select the empty. Boom, on the other side. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a new material, and we're going to give it yet another material. You can call this pupil or whatever you want. So if we click on these faces, everything is material 3, which is what we want. And then we're just going to select which row. So just select an edge, Alt, click on that edge to select the faces. And then we can just go through that one. I think this one looks the best. So let's choose him. Pupil, assign. Right. So now if we go to the pupil and turn it completely black, metallic, the roughness down, just to make it like proper black. All right. So we got that. Again, save. Okay. So if we just have a quick look at those eyes. Okay, again, so if we put the point on this side, you can give us way too much. I don't actually think we need a point, but we can probably put a point on, and we can put that at 0.4, 0.5, like that, and we can maybe just rotate it, just because I'm trying to give some definition to this guy up here. So you rotate it way up there, down over there. Okay, but I don't think we need that point now. We do have an actual sun, so we don't need a fake ass one. All right. So quickly, I'm just trying to think what else we need to do here. Just take a look at it. And then maybe we can just bring them slightly more to the front. I think that's why we needed that light. So let's add another light. Go into another light, point, turn it to sun, power 0.5. Grab it up, and then let's aim it at the let's just aim it right at this part over here, part over there. Okay, so let's see what this is going to look like. With and without the light. Can you see we got some definition over there? 0.3. Okay, we don't want to have any shadows casting this way because it's not going to make sense, but we still do want some definition. So just some slight definition. I mean, let's look at the difference between that and that. You can't really see the difference, that's fine. And then just a few other things we can play around with. I want to go back to the particle settings, system settings, and then underneath physics, we can maybe make the Brownian 0.01 like that, and then we can maybe make the length slightly like 0.05 like that. See what that looks like. Okay, so that looks cool, but let's say 0.015. Do it like that, and then hair length 0.045. Okay, do something like that. Okay, let's give this a render and see what it looks like. Okay, another thing that I just wanted to do is we're going to turn this solidify to 0.03. Okay, I'm going to go to edit again. Just going to focus on that, and then I think we weren't using this snake top, right? Go to edit mode again. Okay, L, and then I'll say plus snake bottom. There we go. Assign. I swear I did that earlier. Okay. And then we can give that a like grayish color, or you can leave it white if you want. Something like that. And then the other thing we want to look at are the eyes, right? I haven't really found something to make the eyes look cool, so let's see what it looks like with the glass texture. Well, you can totally do that. It looks like a see-through eye, I guess. So yeah, play around. You make it, I don't know, I'm going to leave mine as glass, see what it looks like. And yeah, let's give this a render. Let's see what it looks like. Okay guys, so that's it. I've played around a little bit with the colors and the grass and all those type of things. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Change the length, change the Brownian, change the colors, the metallic, the reflection. Go back to your shaders. You can use a lot of different textures. You don't have to use the Musgrave. And then if we do go onto the rendering, so obviously the problem that you're going to find, let's just see if it happens now. The problem you're going to find when you do try and render this, that's originally why I took the subsurface division down to 2. You're going to see the problem that arises. Okay, so this is the error that you're going to get. This CUDA error out of memory. So this is from your GPU. You can get this error whenever you have a lot of materials, a lot of textures, high quality textures, especially if you have like an environment texture 8K, you can get it. Here we have a lot of subsurface divisions, all those type of things. So there's two things that, well, there's more than two things that you can do that we can just run through quickly. So first thing you can do is you can go to CUDA, right? That's going to solve the problem, but that takes a lot longer. So if you don't mind waiting, then you can do that. But let's say you want a really high quality image. So you want to go like 200%. You want to go like high samples rate, 2,000, 3,000 samples rate. Then it can take quite a long time. So we're just going to leave it as it is, right? And so there's a lot of ways, small things you can do to fix this. For instance, if I try and render while I am in rendered view, it will give me that error. If I go to normal model space and I render it, then it renders fine. So that's one thing you can do. And then the other thing you can also do, if that still doesn't work, is you still got that I did with my last project that worked when the problem arose, and that's you still have all your modifiers over here. So you can apply these modifiers, and then it's going to become one object, right? Instead of, you know, it's before it has the array or whatever, when you apply these things, it's actually going to become this mesh in this form. So you can do that, and that will work. And then the other thing is, what you can do is you can go, especially if you like, I made the eyes glass here. I thought that looked pretty cool. So they're like sort of see-through. You can see through them. So you're going to see that if you're trying to render at a low sample rate. But what you can do is either you can put a high sample rate like 2,500, 200%, depending on what PC. I have quite a strong PC, so for me it won't take that long. But ways you can get around that is we can put it on 500, and then we can just go to the compositing over here, click use nodes. What we're going to do is we're going to add a viewer node, right? I'll put that in there. So when it's finished rendering, it will show up over here, and you can just press V to zoom in. Let me just quickly do a quick render, and then I'll show you. Okay, so we can see here I was rendering at 2,500 samples at 100% quality, and it took me 8 minutes. So we can go to our composite, which is over here, and you press V to zoom out. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a denoise. Right, I'll put that in over there. Okay, so we're going to copy it, we're going to put it over there, you can see what it looks like, and then we're going to go to the layout and we're going to put it at 500 samples. And yeah guys, that's it. I hope this tutorial helps you guys. I hope you guys learned something. And let me know if there's any way I can improve, if there's any way, if I'm going too fast, going too slow, not explaining enough things. I was trying to really cram everything. I didn't want to make this like a 10-hour video. So yeah, that's it guys. Up until next time. Cheers.